Alright. Hello. Hold on, just test. Should be right. Alright. Yep, we're good. Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck? Sir Dankleberry? I can't start these fucking streams. I am so shit at starting these fucking streams, mate. But anyway. Playing Call of Cthulhu. This was cheap. So I decided to get it. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private investigator who has troubles finding a case about able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Boston, 1924. Oh wait. This isn't gonna be actually Call of Cthulhu story, is it? This is just gonna be Shadow of Innsmouth again. If I am mad, it is a mercy. May the gods pity the man who is in his callousness. Alright, okay. Thank you. Thanks. Ugh. Shirky. I'm guessing I'm in the dreamland. Oh no, is this gonna be an Outlast clone? Now, don't get me wrong, Outlast is fun and all, but then again, actually, now that I think about it, I mean, what are you gonna do in Call of Cthulhu? It's not like you can just shoot away your problems. Yeah, I think they're locked. Okay. Is this gonna be like my weapon? Combat the darkness? Hey, just like Alone in the Dark. Bolt cutter. Yeah, this was only like $22, I think. Cthulhu, is that you?
What a putrid offering.
Yeah, anyone who's unfamiliar with the Call of Cthulhu mythos should probably...
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Probably look up, like, some of the books.
has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Just saying, if I saw that, I'd be scared. Tentacle arms. I hate whiskey.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
So, yeah, how will this affect my destiny? Is that a tattoo? I think he's got a tattoo on his wrist. And a... No, that's
Been a
not a
while
wedding
since
ring.
I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
So, if you don't know about the Call of Cthulhu mythos, I'd recommend looking up H.P. Lovecraft, a very old author. When was Lovecraft? He was around the 20s, wasn't he? I think. Very inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. I recommend, if you're gonna like listen to an audiobook or read the book for yourself, hold on, that you have a dictionary nearby, because Lovecraft likes to use words that aren't in the common vernacular anymore. Oh, it's like an RPG. Oh, it's like... Okay. So it's like the tabletop RPG.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Prohibition.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
Maybe.
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherrifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Oh, look. Occultism. I'm probably gonna need some of that. Some eloquence would be good. Maybe some psychology? Medicine's good. Alright.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem. And I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
Excuse me? Why have you got that painting?
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Fire started. Dining room. Claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist that Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? Press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, businessmen from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son Simon. Okay, so it is an Innsmouth. That's good.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. Police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She
not
never would have
exactly
hurt a fly.
sanity.
She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Are you sure it's a job for a drunkard?
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Very well. Why doesn't that come...
The sender's label mentions...
That's right.
And you think...
That is what... Go to Dark...
Okay, just...
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take
Very
the case.
well.
I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
God,
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
Smug
Darkwater.
superiority.
I think I've got a book on them. I wonder why I still take these things.
Sleeping pills. Oh yeah, this is from the war. So he was a World War I veteran. Oh shit, that whiskey was strong.
I should get rid of all this stuff.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
It's been inhabited since the 14th century. It is still rich with many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coasts of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Give me more whiskey.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. Well, husband couldn't understand it.
Oh, okay, yep. The learning of medicine, a dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. The first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world. It details the symptoms and suitable treatments. So I can take that
I
with
used to
me.
be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
Guess that's all. Yeah, the thing is, I want to find as much shit as I can. I mean, I'm an investigator. I investigate things, and maybe that book on medicine might come in handy throughout the game. But yeah, the whole Cthulhu mythos is quite fascinating. It's also quite terrifying, the themes. That humanity is so insignificant, so small, it's like a bug. Pestering, and not even pestering, not even on the same radar as creatures much larger than itself. When perceiving its true visage can lead to madness and insanity. That's the same thing. Madness and dementia, I guess. It'd be kind of interesting to see a Cthulhu stories set in modern times. Like, I think you'd have to be smart about it because there wouldn't be as much isolation, I don't think, because of our technology, but I don't know, maybe.
Almost there.
Okay. But yeah, H.P. Lovecraft was a pretty good author. Like, complicated, but he's inspired so much. Oh, the Sealer. Isn't that a Greek monster? Sealer? His influenced so much in modern day horror, you know.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman. And a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood.
Understood. Yeah.
I'm going for a look around the docks.
So, yeah, lately I've been, like, playing fucking Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and being just reamed up the ass.
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad. Don't
Holy shit, that is...
Shysters, you're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen.
That's the thing, like, what would cause something like that?
You can't understand. You're not
That's
sailors.
a fresh wound.
There's something coming. Something real bad. Don't put that beast back.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't. Don't put that beast back in the water,
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. Oh, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I've been playing Bloodborne. Got halfway through. Been playing Dark Souls 2. I got further. Then, because I got stuck at the start of those games because, you know, I was fucking stupid. So I haven't been doing too bad.
Hey, you'll get us into trouble. You're already in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Can we sort
There's nothing
this
for
out?
you here either. Beat it.
There's nothing to sort out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
Oh, before I live streamed, I was looking at fucking Ancient Aliens because it's always funny every now and then to see the shit that they come up with, and they were like not jellyfish, octopuses could have been a result of aliens flinging
Prohibition
meteorites
is
at
just
us.
a joke around here. That suits me fine.
You know, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, how do you come up with this? Charming.
Hey, be careful.
Yeet.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure rises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
Mate, I'm from
I'm
Australia.
here for information, not
You
for a
wouldn't
fight.
last a day.
I prefer it that way. Speak then.
Not in the
I
outback.
reserve the right to answer or not.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Give me
Oh,
my
come on.
drink.
Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Aren't you guys lily-livered? I thought you guys were tough.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more.
Look, mate, just
Anything
give me
else?
a drink.
The Stranded Whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater.
Yeah,
When
your
our
bar
whalers
does
left
look like
for
a
long
shit
months
heap.
and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Probably best.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
Was more in
You
line
need
than
to
me.
see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Are you offering?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Yes, drink.
What can you tell me about her?
We all... And
I've got what...
anything else?
Captain Fitzroy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, come on.
Drinking it here. Anything else?
No.
That'll be all for now.
I want to drink.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering.
Sorry?
Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
Friend, what have you done to your flesh?
That's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I see. Just give me a minute.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Now, what is this about?
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
This guy, Sealer, returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Sailor, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater Port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch of the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond that of the formidable two whales. The crustacean that is that's not crustacean. Yeah, whatever. Covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. Shit. The surviving sail is told of a frightening account of the perilous catch, but also of its meat unmatched in its quality and plentiful, nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of the whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Huh.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness.
What you looking at, stranger?
Oh, unshoot yourself.
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Well, aren't you a
I told you to
grumpy one?
beat it. I told you to beat it.
Beat my mate. Okay. See ya. Oh, mate, one drink. Come on. One fucking
You
drink.
again.
Captain
What?
Fitzroy told me about it.
Oh, yeah?
Oak.
Drink anything.
Fuck
That'll
you.
be all for now.
I want to go into a stealth mode where I can steal a bottle of booze. That'll be great, thanks.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Oh yeah, I think it was Oh, are they gonna fucking fling it into the ocean?
Cops, they can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat
Go on, cranker.
Oh yeah. He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors.
You're not
It's a
strong
sign.
enough, mate.
There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
So, yeah, Ancient Aliens. There was another one where it was, fuck, who is it? Anubis or whatever, the god of the dead, who was segmented into 7 different parts. I think it was 7. No, not Anubis, Oh god, it's been so long since, like, my ancient, Egyptian studies, but... Anyway, the ancient alien dudes were like, oh, well, he must have been an android. Who is like, well, why would the Egyptians have fucking access to an android? Well, maybe it was alien. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then this fucking Jewish fella comes along and he says, oh, oy vey, in our fucking teachings we have a golem who helps the Jewish people out in times of trying time. And I'm like, it didn't fucking help you in the Holocaust, did it? Like, the fuck were they going on about? Like, you're whiskey.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck. I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. That's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates still legible in 1819, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the documents is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Interesting.
The Scylla. It
Scylla.
finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Excuse me, I got to take poo. What do we got here? Ah, volume 2 with medicine. Oh, I see. Spot hidden would probably be pretty useful.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Hey, he's got a peg leg. Did you see that? He's got a peg leg.
What a macabre souvenir.
Oh, it's his peg leg. Is that how you say it? Macabre? I thought it was just macabre. I don't English very good, okay? It's like my first... It's my first and only language.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
And I'm fucking terrible at it.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your documents are unreadable.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
That's a good point.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
The big one?
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
I saw the killer whale in the wharf.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
Yes.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
Well, no, there are some depths down there with who knows what's down there. I've always said if there's... Some people say, oh, sea monsters, that there's statistical impossibility. I don't know. Like, people would say, oh, giant squids, they were a fucking made-up thing. And then all of a sudden, there's like fucking video evidence of squids that are fucking enormous. And that they like attack whales, and that's why they're all fucked up in the, like cuts and all that. So I don't know what's down there.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Cause yeah, I don't know. Just the deep ocean and what could be down there, just it scares me.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past.
From your
Go
father.
read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor.
Already
It's
did.
displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being
Apologies.
blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I see.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Well, since you're the only friendly one around, they could either mean A, you're my friend, or B, you're my worst enemy. Well, they've nearly got it.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah?
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now please, leave us to our work.
You
We
don't
didn't
put
think.
that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't
What could have done so...
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something...
You didn't tell me that the...
Because... And now please...
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's
Oh, okay,
something
so that
coming.
opens it up for me to to progress.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff?
No?
Forget it.
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you
How?
mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
I see.
You again? I told you...
No need to get...
Yeah, I love getting treated like absolute dog shit. Hey, buddy.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
What?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
Yay.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
No.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
Why don't you try
So
fishing?
we drink.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
And who is Cat?
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Oh, one of them's doing fishing. Boo.
There. Hello, old friend.
Hey. How do I drink? He do drink. Oh no, it's Cthulhu language.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. Looks like Phoenician, or a very primitive runic script.
Phoenician.
I've never seen anything like it.
How do I... What are the controls on this? Oh, I see. Phoenician. Can I jump? Oh, it's been getting... I tell you what, it's been getting colder here. Which I can't really complain, considering I've been complaining more that it's been too hot.
You could tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it?
I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
Give me a moment.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Alrighty.
Who's this guy?
No idea.
Hey,
You better
clowns.
keep it shut. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
Seems I am dealing with very intelligent boys.
I went to see the statue of St. Brendan.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
Is it that woman in the bar?
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
No.
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
Very funny.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Maybe she'll like to hear how incompetent you two are. Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
What? Another break?
One of those damn...
I told you to beat it.
You again.
Drink!
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, come.
Drinking anything else?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
Oh, my sinuses are gonna play up tonight, I think. Oh no, the coronavirus has got to me.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
I could go question some more people, I guess. I imagine the more I question, the more things will start to piece together.
The girl doctor.
Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it.
Do you know Sanskrit? Not Sanskrit.
No, the risks
Phoenician.
are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
You're back again. What can I do?
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other
I
by
see.
tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
I kinda am. May I have your lantern? I guess not. No? Okay.
This tunnel goes under the warehouses.
I guess this is a winch.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Except I need a thingamajig. Yeah, I wish I could. Nothing in there.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
device. Is
A
that what I
rat chip
need?
device. Exactly what I need.
There we go.
This handle will be perfect for the winch.
I don't know, I kind of like the feeling of this. It feels like an old school, like, 90s investigation. Kind of like the Sherlock games, I guess. Can't pull it up yet, I guess. You know, late 90s, early 2000s kind of thing. Oh, it got too hot. I don't know. It just seems I feel so old nowadays. Like, it's scary to think that there are people who were raised on fucking YouTube. You know, like, my generation, you know, raised on TV, raised on some video games. Like, when I was a kid, like, 3D gaming was starting to become a thing.
Oh yeah.
And so,
He's gonna get us into trouble. You
N64.
can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Yeah, the N64 was like a start of like proper 3D gaming for a console. Although then again, you did have the Sega CD and all that, so I guess that was something as well.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
I really think the Sega CD didn't really do that well, did it? In comparison. Because it was like a thing you had to mount on your Sega. Oh,
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
And I'm strong enough. I also want to play the Sinking City, which is also based off of, you know, Cthulhu mythos style. Why is it? What is that shit?
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. Smells harmless, but should I beware of psychotropic effects?
What kind of oil is it? Well, it's not flammable. A bad thing's gonna happen. I have a feeling bad things are gonna happen. Oh yeah, oh yeah, no, 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 no. Oh shit! What was that audio? Where am I? Oh, it's just seaweed. The delusional investigator. God, the amount of trophies I have on this goddamn account.
This is primitive.
Very. Why would it be there? Of all places. Strange.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Whoa. Reconstruction.
What happened here?
Someone punched it, maybe? That's what it looks like. Ah, yes, and they wrapped their hands. That's why there's blood. Medicine.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this?
Why would you even have a place like this? The town is going bankrupt.
It smells as bad as it looks.
There's guts everywhere.
Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
So they can afford painkillers and sleeping pills. Now back in the day, like, these things weren't cheap. They weren't like, especially painkillers back then, like, they weren't over the counter, easy to get kind of things where you pay like $1 for them.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Or could she have got an influence?
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
Someone has settled in here.
Uh-oh.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
I was investigating.
Look around you. Someone has settled in here. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrew, shut the door. And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
I'm suspicious of why you want to help me all of a sudden.
Damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
You're the one with the scar.
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf?
Maybe I should shoot
I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
I see. That wasn't very hard for him to join my case, which has got me very suspicious. If a Lovecraft story has taught me anything, is don't trust anyone. Or at least be very careful who you trust. So you coming? Where's your gun?
Well, here we are, Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I thought the mansion
I
burnt
see
in
no
a fire.
scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I do.
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone.
Fascinating.
They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
You're not the first
Your
to talk
partner,
about
Andrews,
Winchester.
warned me against him.
You manage to get something out of that bum, I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You're the one who looked
Give me a
after the
minute.
Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Alright, back at it. Hey, Taser. By the way, I noticed you were online earlier playing Dark Souls 2. How do you play that without needing to chunder? I'm probably not the best to give advice on Dark Souls because I am pretty shit at it myself. It's just, it's probably just mental endurance. Eventually, you start to learn. Probably look up some videos
I
online.
prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
I swear Dark Souls 2 gets more unfair when you die. Yeah, it can be like that. I got fucking pissed off at it today because I realized that, one of the characters that, got killed, I didn't even kill it. It was when, an enemy caught it in an area of effect attack. If it dies in that